You ever notice how we quit after one bad day? As if that single mistake erased all the effort that came before it? That's how most people live. 2 weeks of discipline, one slip, and suddenly the story becomes, I always mess this up. But here's the truth. No one wants to admit. Falling off isn't the problem. Staying down is. Every single person will fall off. You will miss workouts. You will skip habits. You will break promises to yourself. That part is guaranteed. The real difference between people who transform their lives and people who restart every January isn't perfection. It's recovery. Most people treat one mistake like proof of identity. You miss a workout and suddenly you're lazy. You break a diet and now you're weak. You skip a week of posting and now you're inconsistent. But a single action is not your identity. It's data. Instead of shaming yourself, what if you treated failure like feedback? You did 21 days right and slipped on day 22? That's not evidence that you can't do it. That's evidence that you can. The mistake isn't the headline. The 21 days are. The problem is we zoom in on the one error and ignore the progress. And when we attack ourselves, we create shame. And shame doesn't create consistency. It creates avoidance. The person you're becoming is shaped by the story you repeat in your own head. Every action is a vote, not a declaration. A vote. One missed workout is a vote. One completed workout is a vote. Over time, those votes build an identity. An identity is what actually sustains change. Because habits can change temporarily. Lifestyles can shift for a season. But identity? That's the deepest layer. You can lose 20 pounds and still see yourself as the overweight kid. You can make money and still see yourself as bad with finances. You can build something impressive and still feel like an imposter. If your identity doesn't evolve, you will unconsciously return to who you believe you are. That's why so many people gain the weight back, lose the money, fall off again. Not because they lack willpower, but because their self-concept never changed. Real transformation isn't about forcing behavior. It's about upgrading identity. And identity upgrades through repeated evidence. You don't become a disciplined person by saying you are. You become disciplined by stacking small, disciplined actions until your brain has no choice but to accept it. This is where most people misunderstand consistency. Consistency doesn't mean flawless repetition. It doesn't mean 5 workouts every week, perfectly executed, never missed. Consistency means you keep returning. 3 workouts this week, 6 next week, 2 the next, then 5, then you miss 1, then you're back again. The person who always returns wins. Perfection is fragile. Persistence is powerful. But there's another layer to this that most people ignore. Time horizon. We dramatically overestimate what we can do in 1 year and underestimate what we can build in 10. We want visible results in weeks. Real identity change takes years. Habits can take a couple of months to form. Lifestyle shifts take a year or more. Identity shifts can take 3 to 4 years of repeated evidence. 3 to 4 years. That sounds long. And that's exactly why it works. Because most people won't commit that long. They want the shortcut. But life is seasonal. Nature doesn't try to bloom, shed, grow, and recover all in the same week. There's a season for growth, a season for pruning, a season for recovery. Yet we try to become the best partner, best parent, best entrepreneur, best athlete, best everything, all at once. That's ego disguised as ambition. Doing everything at once feels productive. It's usually sabotage. If you want real progress, choose one focus. Not forever. For a season. Give 100 days to one thing. Just one. Show up daily. Track it. Learn from it. Adjust. Fall off. Get back on. You don't need to transform your whole life in 12 months. You need to build depth in one direction. Most people's knowledge and effort are a mile wide and an inch deep. They dabble in everything and master nothing. Mastery requires narrowing your focus until you go an inch wide and a mile deep. You could read 50 books this year and apply none. Or you could read 1 book and live it. You could set 10 goals and abandon 8. Or choose one and become known for it. The most successful people aren't superhuman. They're consistent, focused, deep. And here's something even more practical. Willpower is overrated. The people who look disciplined don't necessarily have stronger willpower. They design better environments. If junk food is in your kitchen, you'll eat it. If your phone is next to you, you'll check it. If distraction is within reach, you'll reach for it. Stop testing your willpower every day. Move the phone to another room. Don't buy what you don't want to consume. Structure your day around your priority. Discipline becomes easier when temptation is harder. But there's one final shift that changes everything. Your brain runs on dopamine, the chemical of motivation. When you feel rewarded, you repeat the behavior. Most people attach their reward to the end result. I'll feel good when I lose 40 pounds. I'll be proud when I hit that milestone. I'll celebrate when I arrive. But the problem is the result is far away, and when you don't see immediate change, you feel discouraged, so you quit. The smarter approach is to reward the action, not the outcome. Walking into the gym is a win. Posting one piece of content is a win. Sitting down to study is a win. Celebrate the process. When you consciously acknowledge effort, you create a dopamine loop. Action to reward to repeat. Over time, you fall in love with the process itself. The people who reach extraordinary levels aren't obsessed with the trophy. They're addicted to the grind. They derive satisfaction from showing up when others don't. That internal story becomes fuel. And that brings us to perception. Two people can live the same day and experience it completely differently. One sees burden, the other sees opportunity. You can wake up and think, I have to work so hard. Or you can think, I get to use this body, this mind, this chance. Same circumstance, different lens. We're wired with a negativity bias. We naturally scan for what's wrong, but what you look for determines what you see. If you search for what's missing, you'll always find it. If you search for growth, you'll find that too. You cannot control most external circumstances, but you can control the lens through which you interpret them. And sometimes you don't need to change the situation at all. You need to change your relationship to it. Instead of hoping the year is good to you, decide you will make it good. Hope is passive. Intention is active. Don't say, I hope this is the best year of my life. Say, this is the best year of my life, please, because I will build it that way. Your year won't give you anything. It will multiply what you invest. Your day won't magically become great. It will reflect your energy, your focus, your standards. And aging, that's not decline. That's data. That's perspective. That's depth. If each year you grow wiser, calmer, more self-aware, more disciplined, then every year can genuinely become better than the last. But only if you choose that story. Because ultimately, your life is shaped by two things: the actions you repeat and the story you attach to them. So here's the shift. Fall off, but return. Choose one focus and go deep. Reward the process, not just the outcome. Design your environment. Don't rely on willpower. Upgrade your identity through repeated evidence. Change your lens before you try to change the world. And most importantly, stop waiting for the year to be good to you. Make it good. One vote, one day, one focused season at a time. One video won't change your life. Consistency will. Join me every week. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.